What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another exciting edition of, well, I want to say John boat, but this is actually not a John boat. This is a 1994 Bass Tracker Pro 17 with almost 30 years of wear and tear. I'm going to be doing a complete renovation and build out, rehab, so a complete tear down of this boat and rebuild right in front of your eyes. So what that means is I'll be ripping everything out this boat, cleaning what we're going to keep, throwing away what we don't need anymore, and then doing the complete build out. This is the first time I'll be doing a tracker boat, so I'm excited to take things to a new level. So subscribe to see the full rehab and build out process. There'll be a lot of firsts for me on this build out, and I'm very excited to bring this series to the channel for two main reasons. One, to show you guys exactly what it takes to take on a project like this, and also inspire people to say, hey, you can do this too. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell so you will see all the uploads for this build out. With that being said, it's time to get into it. Let me show you exactly what I'm working with. All right, going to start from the front of the boat. The owner of this boat already started to pull some stuff apart, so you can already see the carpet is missing from the front. So at least some of the initial work has been done. You can see this wood is kind of starting to, I'm starting to push my finger through that, but this wood is a little bit thicker than 1/2 inch, so we'll match that up. But at the bow of the boat, you've got a switch panel right here. This panel's already been unscrewed, so we're gonna have to fix this up. Trolling motor has already been removed. Nav lights hanging on for dear life, so we'll replace that. This switch panel, haven't decided what we'll do with that yet, whether I'll keep this or create something completely new, but this is where the plug-in for the trolling motor was, and I believe this was for the motor tilt, but we'll decide on that as well. These seat mounts, gosh, you can see the rust all down in there. So looking to replace these. These are probably not aluminum, judging by all the rust on it. This looks like the original manufacturer, but again, 30 years we're looking at right here. But one thing I do like is the aluminum is intact. You know, these hatch lids will require some love to get them all cleaned up, but it's intact. It's not bent, it's not misshaped, anything like that, and that's key. I want to try to reuse as much as I can, as long as it will look tip-top when it's all said and done. Oh, don't forget, also be installing some graphs up front, at least one fish finder up front. You can see inside this hatch, all aluminum hatch. We'll clean all this out. So up front, have one main hatch. You've got your rod locker over here. Slide this on down. The way this was set up, the rods just basically laid on top of each other down in there. Got some rust down there in the carpet. I don't know if you guys can see that. Pretty nasty stuff down there. But we'll completely remove all this stuff, remove the floor, remove the subfloor as well, remove the cockpit area as well, and replace all of that. Another thing that we'll do is extend this deck. This deck will be extended to the console right here, which will give more flexibility and more space to work with. This will be a big casting deck when this is all said and done. With the extended deck will come a brand new hatch in here, fabricated from scratch. So we'll have one hatch there, another one, and then the rod locker off to the side. So deck will go here. This will be a cooler area right here in the middle. And for the console, completely rip this out. Can you guys see that? Got some leaves down in there. Man, sorry about the light. I'm gonna pull this whole thing apart, get it cleaned up. A lot of mold down there. I'm not even gonna touch that too much. Rip all that stuff out. Side panel, all the wiring will be right down the side of the boat right here. I'm gonna upgrade this boat to 20-ounce carpet, and at the center of the boat you've got your driver's seat, and I don't think a passenger seat was here initially, but when I'm done, we'll have a passenger seat here as well, and still maintain the storage underneath the seats right here. And for the center console, I'll be installing a ton of new electronics here as well. Might even talk the owner into getting a new steering wheel. This thing looks pretty weather beat. Gauges look like they're in pretty good shape. I know the owner has confirmed that most of them work. I think one of them might need a little love, so we'll take a look at that as well. Got 4 switches down there. Might extend that to 6, but we'll see how many are needed. So I might replace that whole panel there. And of course, fish finder mounts. Here's one right here. Cup holder. All that looks like it could use a nice upgrade. This is where the second fish finder will be mounted. So we'll have one at the deck, one here. I don't believe there'll be one on the rear deck. We'll see where we end with that. Looks like we've got pour foam down underneath the rear deck here. The nav light, we'll replace that. Oh man, this thing, oh look at that. That literally just came off in my hand. But these are the vents. These are the vents from the rear hatch where you have your gas tank and batteries. Oh, before I get to that, almost forgot the live well. So this boat does have a live well, has a pump in right there. And the owner of the boat actually wants to use this more for bait storage. All right, let's get to the rear hatch. Let's pull this right up like that. Gas tank and a battery. Bilge pump is way down there. I don't even know if you guys can see that, but he's hiding out down there. I've got to clean all this out and figure out the wiring of this thing. I started to tape this stuff up for stuff that I knew already, but we'll need to get back into all that as well. First, we'll demo all of this, get it all cleaned up, frame up what we need to do, install the electronics we need to install, and then start replacing the deck, carpeting, panels, upgrading equipment, and the whole 9 yards. Trailer's in pretty good shape. I know the bunk on the other side needs new carpet, so probably replace the carpet on both sides of the bunks. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm dealing with. Of course, things are going to come up that I haven't seen so far, that I could not predict. As always, a lot will come up. The next video will be the full demolition phase of this boat project. Look out for that video to see exactly how we pull this boat apart and see what's living underneath the deck and the floorboards. I promise you this is going to be fun and informative. Don't forget, subscribe to be a part of this epic journey, and don't forget, leave us a like on this video. We'll see you next time.